the labor market is constantly evolving. The events that have taken place over the past 2 decades pose ever-changing challenges to organizations that are called to respond to this evolution through a process of continuous adaptation. This is demonstrated by the recent pandemic caused by the COVID-19 virus, which, by means of the consequent lockdown situation that has stimulated the adoption of innovative solutions such as smart working, moving from the management of an emergency in the short to medium term, to the introduction of a telematic working dimension that will have stable effects on the working condition in the long term. In this context, applied research in organizations, and in particular the cognitive, social, and emotional dimensions experienced by the people who populate them, is the subject of study by APRESO, Applied Research in Society and Organizations. APRESO is a group of researchers from the University of Verona that deals with conducting research and interventions in the field of work psychology in organizations and the social dimension. Specifically, APRESO adopts a scientist-practitioner approach in which research is guided by practical needs and the interventions are designed based on the models that have obtained valid and reliable empirical support. Research projects. The interests of the APRESO research group concern the study of organizational behaviors, the role of individual differences in decision-making processes applied to work contexts, and social dynamics in the field of applied psychology. In the field of basic research, the studies of the APRESO research center deepen the role of dispositional antecedents such as personality traits, risk attitudes, or decision-making skills in reference to classic organizational models. The applied research activity develops instead in the definition of training interventions and active policies to improve decision-making processes, organizational well-being, and work performance. Therefore, these are applied research projects where intervention from social and organizational realities is required. The approach adopted by APRESO is mainly of the research action type. One of the main characteristic features of action research concerns the collaboration between a researcher and a member of an organization to solve a possible organizational problem. The goal is to use empirical evidence collected in the field to suggest strategic decisions in the context of organizational functions. The action study assumes that the labor market is constantly evolving and that research and the researcher are part of a change in the role of participating observers. The APRESO group is therefore a research partner in national and international projects whose interests are in the same area, encouraging collaboration with public and private organizations in the area in which they intend to contribute to the research activity. Specifically, APRESO members mainly deal with assessment and evaluation operations, all operations that can be carried out in various organizational contexts such as schools, institutions, organizations. APRESO works using both qualitative and quantitative approaches, as well as mixed methods, to conduct research and implement interventions, including scholars from within the various fields of social research. Using an approach of this type, while APRESO implements interventions within organizations, it collects data useful for scientific research and achieves its ultimate goal, the diffusion of scientific knowledge in the territory. Indeed, nowadays, using the internet is very easy for anyone to access an almost infinite amount of information on any topic. However, when approaching scientific contexts, it often becomes difficult for the non-expert user to understand the results of research published in books and specialized magazines. Disclosure activities carried out by journalists, scientists, and scientific research enthusiasts play an important role as an interface between the world of research and the general public. APRESO aims to disseminate the progress of the psychological sciences applied to work, at the same time, to involve the public more both in the dissemination of research results and in its participation in achieving the results themselves. In accordance with the third mission of the University of Verona, which supports the enhancement of research and promotes constant dialogue with citizens and the territory, APRESO mainly deals with specialized dissemination through scientific publications. The research team also undertakes at this stage to ensure a profitable exchange between the parties involved, trying to limit the technical language to situations of exchange between specialists and instead preferring clarity on the occasions where it is most requested. APRESO undertakes dissemination via the organization of seminars, masters, and training courses.